Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut. 3:33 on the East Coast, the Devil's Hour on the East Coast. Okay, today it's not going to be quite the usual video. Stick with me. It's not going to be about politics. It's about manliness. I can't say that without doing that. And video games. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being facetious, I guess might be a word too. I'm not being sarcastic or facetious. I'm looking to see if there's other guys out there like me, and what it is about me that I don't have this gene, this chromosome for gaming. Let me start at the very beginning. Like I said, I've attracted some younger viewers. Well, I wouldn't say attracted. Kind of kicked a hornet's nest, but we'll talk about that in another video. And I was searching through YouTube, looking up channels, and I see there's a lot of there's a huge proliferation of gamers out there. Initially, because I wanted to get my videos out there, I looked at all the. Honestly, I think I saw Bo the Fifth Column was on Twitch, I think. So I wanted to see what Twitch was about. I downloaded the Twitch app, and I saw I didn't even know. I'm an old man. I was born in '65. Remember, keep that in mind. I'm almost 57. I want to talk about this because there's something missing in me, and I wonder if I'm missing out on a part of manhood. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being facetious. There's times I've actually tried to try to get involved in video games, and I just can't get into it. Let me start at the very beginning. Like I said, I was born in 1965. I got into asteroids, and I remember being addicted to the asteroids machine. Going down to my local pizza, yeah, that's how old I am. Yeah. This was 1981, 82 maybe. Probably about 15, 16 years old. And asteroids. The first one, I remember playing, what was it, Atari, I think it was? Space Invaders. Sega? I don't even remember. So we're all like 15 years old. We're all sitting in our, this kid wasn't even our friend. He was like the geeky kid in the neighborhood nobody hung out with. But he had a video game system. So his whole living room was packed with all the guys in the neighborhood. And we're all sitting there and we're all trying to, take, because there's only one controller, of course. And we're all trying to take our turn at Space Invaders, you pretty much figure out the rhythm to it. You shoot one row, then another row, and you go. I still remember that. It's still programmed in my head how to defeat the screens, right? And I used to go down to my local pizza place. This nice, I think they were Greek owners, and they get so angry because I wouldn't buy anything. All the kids go in there, they wouldn't buy anything. They go in there to play asteroids. Remember, this is back in like Stranger Things territory, back in 1982 or 81, 82. Okay, so I was into video games when I was younger. I remember spending all my quarters there, just saving up quarters. Okay, so what I'm saying here is I'm not the pinball generation. I'm right on the cusp there when it first came out. Okay, so let's go forward to about 1995. Xbox came out. Xbox and the other one there, PlayStation. Right, Sega and all that stuff, but I was into drugs, right, and I was spending all my money on drugs. I'll be honest, I was. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something. I have this. It's an original Xbox. No, I'm not trying to sell it or anything like that. I'll show you the games in a second. I got the first one when it first came out. Like I said, I was in probably my 30s in the 90s, and I have bought this particular console, this exact console, I bought it like 5 times. I would buy, I'd get it for a Christmas present. I'd pawn it when I ran out of money and drugs. Then I'd get out of rehab. I'd either barely save up enough money to buy another one. And then I'd pawn it again. I swear to God, at least, this isn't the same one, but I did get the same one out of the pawn shop a couple times. Then I wouldn't get it out within 30 days, and I'd have to go out and buy another one. I did this seriously. I kept doing this over and over again, and I didn't play it. I just would pawn it. All it really was drug money to me, I guess. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying how effed up that whole world was. Okay, so let's fast forward again to 2006. I got clean and sober for good on October 23rd, knock on wood. October 23rd, 2006. So I still had this Xbox in my mind. I went out and bought this particular console probably right around 2006 when I actually started accumulating money. I wasn't spending my money on drugs anymore. I was earning money through different jobs, through different graphic design and painting and whatnot. And I had money in my pocket, and I didn't know what to spend it on. So I would go to the pawn shop, and I'd buy video games. These are the first generation Xbox games. I don't know if you guys could see the titles there. Right? I haven't played. I've probably played 5 of those games. Okay. This is where the question comes in. I don't know what's different about me. I can't get into video games. Like I said, when I was younger, I loved them. I have a very great imagination. I'm somewhat competitive. Like sports. With sports, I'm interested in beating myself, like self-competition, like skiing, surfing, mountain biking. I've said this before, and it's not something I'm proud of, but it's the truth. I'm not a team player. I started out on the football team freshman year. I started out on the track team, and I'm not a team player. It's probably why I never joined the service. My buddy joined the Army, and I backed out. I don't know why. I question too many things, and I just don't. So anyway, but there's plenty of sport. You would think that this would be perfect for somebody like me that likes to play with himself, by himself. That's what I was trying to say. You see, this is what I'm getting at. You see this all the time on TV shows, all on YouTube and everywhere. Guys, you got to remember now, this is back when I was 40, when I first got clean. I'm going to be 57 now. And even back when I was 40 or 41, it's not a matter of age. I've given up at this point. I just keep this as a relic, really. I haven't actually, the last time I actually tried to play it was maybe 3 or 4 months ago. I keep dusting it to keep the dust off it, but that's about it. I start playing, and there's a few of them I got into. Halo, they're right on top. This one, the Rogue one, I like the shape of that girl. And she does some cool moves. And there's not many of them I'm good at. I've always had a hard time. I got good balance and all that stuff, but I can never aim the damn gun. I have the, even back when I was in my 40s, I get frustrated. And I'll play for a while. A lot of these games, probably the last, how it saves your last game. The last game on here was probably in, 2010 or something like that. Still got the game saved probably. Like I said, and I start to wonder if there's something wrong with me. You see this all the time. You see a lot of women, even women, older women in their 40s, or I guess maybe even the 50s. But like I said, this goes back into my 30s and 40s. Even when I was using, I could blame it on the drugs. Well, I couldn't stay in the game because my mind was elsewhere. Let's say, but even at 40. I thought I'd be able to get into it. It'd be a good diversion, a good thing to take up my time after I got free of drugs. And I tried, and like I said, I've still tried up until recently. I'll look for one. It's a shame that this thing sits there, and I want to get into that world. I want to get into that fantasy world. I want to shoot things. I want to drive cars. I think the graphics are so cool, but I can't get into it. I'll play for a little while. I'll make it through 3 or 4 screens or whatever, levels, maybe 5. With Halo, I think I made it through 5. There's a lot of cool graphics. This is the first Halo. Yeah, so this stuff is antique right now. I know it. And I lose it. You know what? I think I have too many games, too, because a lot of days I'll put one game in. I'll leave it in for 5 minutes. I'll pull it out, put another game. It reminds me how I used to look at porn. Seriously, back when I was using. I'd have 10 magazines, and I'd look through a couple of pages. Like I said, this is back when I was using. It's the same kind of thing. I don't know if it's attention deficit disorder or what, but I always think there's a better game. The next game is going to be better. So I pull this one out after 2 minutes of playing, and I put another one in. And then after I go through about 5 or 6 of them, I lose interest in the whole damn thing, put the game controllers away, and I'm done. So my question to you guys is, look, I know I'm approaching 57 years old now, and maybe that's part of my age thing, but I've just never gotten into this. Like I said, I've got a good imagination. You guys see, my artwork out. My artwork I do totally from my imagination. All those paintings you've seen aren't from pictures. They're not from anything I saw. They're from my imagination. I love to read. These are the books I'm reading right now. I'm a sci-fi geek. See, all these things would point to me being drawn to video games. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys because I like to be outside and I like to exercise and I don't want to sit in my mom's basement. I've been out of my mom's basement for about 35 years now, 40 years now, so that's not an issue. But it's not that either, because there's times I want to be inside. You can't be outside all the time. You can't be exercising all the time. Like I said, I read. I like to watch movies and stuff like that. So it's not. I'm not going to go down that road because I'm too macho and I'm outside all the time. It's not that. I want to play them. I want to be into it, but I don't know if it's a little attention deficit disorder or what, because that's about the only thing I can pin it on. And my age. And this goes back into my 30s and 40s. I just can't get into these damn games. Does it make me less of a man? That's my question to you guys, because it seems like that's a checkbox for criteria for manliness, for masculinity these days. Playing video games. All men play video games. I don't know why. I've tried and I can't get it up in my video game world. Let me know what you guys think. Have a good Wednesday.